What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Robbie J Fox, and we're back with another video. I apologize, I didn't post a video yesterday, so I will make up for it in the upcoming days. I got a little sidetracked, but today is the 9th day of horror, and for this manga, it's a little bit on the light side. It's not overly complicated, and it's not deep. And there's no jump scares or anything that'll make you lose sleep over it. It's just a erotic zombie manga. And you heard me right when I said erotic. This manga is called Infection. It's about a group of high schoolers trying to survive a zombie outbreak that has infested their world. Our main character simply has one wish, and that is to confess to his childhood crush. His friends want to make that happen by locking him and his crush in a storage unit. However, they somehow got the wrong girl, and he is locked in with a complete stranger. They were locked in the storage unit for an entire day before they managed to break out. But by the time they broke out, their world was already a part of the apocalypse. Now the story continues with him trying to save everyone he can while overcoming the death of his loved ones and trying to manage to be a hero while also trying to manage a handful of women that are somehow in love with him. Now this manga is a very fun read, and the zombie designs are actually like nothing I have ever seen. The zombies are basically dead people who are infected with these maggot parasites, and it's really disgusting to look at. Now this manga has its ups and downs. The art is one of the things that I would say is really fantastic. Like I said, the concept of zombies in this manga is absolutely peak variety. The different variants of zombies also makes this manga really good. The art is so good that even the lewd scenes and the panty shots are unnecessarily well drawn. The other good thing about this manga is, shockingly, the characters. Unlike other horror mangas, you can actually remember the names of each character because each character is well fleshed out and has some sort of development. For example, this chick right here. She's somewhat of a minor character, but she survives so long because she uses people to her advantage. She even betrayed her own boyfriend just so she can survive longer, in which, spoiler alert,
hey, spoiler alert, nigga, didn't you hear me? Keep it to yourself.
He ends up dying. But on multiple occasions when you do come across her, she ends up betraying the people that tried to protect her, constantly using her sex appeal to lure them in and then sacrifice them. You can see how I just explained her whole contribution to the story, and that she is a very minor character in the series. That is how good the characters are. They are not forgettable at all. Even the class rep, who only has a few panels in the beginning of the story, pops up like every now and then in the manga, and you never forget who she is because of how much of an impact her character has. The character development is also pretty good, seeing how each character grows into a stronger person over time. The development overall is actually pretty wholesome. But just as there are good things about this manga, I have to talk about the bad things. And one of the things this story suffers from is the pacing. The first 50 chapters are absolute insane and pure horror. And then after that, the suspense drops significantly for a multitude of reasons. There are also some plot holes as well that isn't really explained well, but the story does its best to try to cover its bases. But the intensity of the horror is one of the biggest problems. It's not really there after the first 50 chapters. It goes from insane horror to, well, drama and thriller. I mean, and it's actually, it's pretty bad because considering how the first half of the manga starts off, it's absolutely insane. And then we get into the romance and the conflicts of each character trying to solve their love for each other. It just ruins the entire atmosphere of the concept of a zombies horror manga. It just ruins it. And then there's also another issue with this manga. The story suffers from the same thing that High School of the Dead suffers from. Too much fan service. Remember how I said this is a erotic zombie manga? I meant that with my whole heart. And I do mean this manga does not have a single chapter where the fan service is not just thrown into your face. There is so much fan service that it oftentimes distracts me from the plot of the manga. I mean, The start of every single chapter is just a pinup of every female lead in very provocative positions or wearing very revealing clothing. And I do understand that there is romance in this manga and is needed for the character development, but it's just so over romanticized. And again, I know I'm not supposed to take fictional manga seriously, but this dude has 4 women crushing on him, and his greatest turmoil is picking one. Nigga, it's the apocalypse. Just take all 4 and die happy. I can't tell you how frustrated I am with the romance just due to the lack of common sense. The other issue I had with the fan service is the same thing most, if not all, animes and mangas have, and that is improper character ages. Like, we're introduced to multiple characters who are supposed to be junior high school students, but look like they're pushing 25. Take this chick, for example. She's not a fucking junior high school student. Honestly, fuck off. But this is not necessarily the manga's fault, as you see this in multiple animes and mangas. It just honestly gets on my nerves. However, getting back to the fan service, yeah, there is a lot. There's so much that it can actually distract you away from the insane plot that tends to make things very convoluted. Like, you may get invested in some insane fight with a mutated infected, only to have the next chapter be a mini spa episode break. It's completely unnecessary. And I do hope that this does get an anime one day, as I feel like it would be a great replacement for High School of the Dead, which never continued due to the death of the creator. And there's easily 2 to 3 seasons worth of content within this manga, but one can honestly only hope. If I was to rate this, I would honestly give it a 7 out of 10. And as much as I do want to give it an 8, I do not think it deserves an 8. With so many fan service panels that just takes away from the atmosphere just to make it feel more trashy than complex. But that's it for this video. I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. If you love what you see, please hit that comment, like, and subscribe button. And until the next video, with love, my name is Robert J. Fox, and fuck off.
Got 69 bitches that don't do 69. I got 3 or 4 prospects who want to be mine. I got 9 baby mamas who claim that baby is mine. What do they all have in common? They all tell lies. It's all action, all passion, all work but no yapping. The look in her eyes, you know she not acting. Turn the light off and watch me shine. I am absolute cinema, absolute cinema.